The quotient rule. You know you're hyped for this thing. Let's do this. All right, high fives. All right, so we've got f of x over g of x. Anytime you've got a function that is a quotient that cannot be simplified easily, if you want to take its derivative, you must use this rule, the quotient rule. So h prime is very simple. It's the bottom times the derivative of the top. That would be g of x times f prime of x. Bottom times derivative of the top minus the top times the derivative of the bottom, all over the bottom squared. And I'll give you a different way of memorizing this that might be easier. So I say it bottom d top minus top d bottom all over the bottom squared. Bottom d top minus top d bottom all over the bottom squared. Some people do it this way. Low d high minus high d low. Square the bottom, and away we go. I've heard that before too. That's a good one. And if it's in U's and V's in your textbook, we could do it as, again, low d high minus high d low, square the bottom, and away we go. Oh gosh. And it does come again from the limit definition, the derivative. Let's do it. So how do we find the derivative of a quotient? Well, this cannot be simplified at all. So we're going to rock and roll. So when we want to find the derivative of this, we see that we have the bottom, we have the top. So this is like v, and that's like u. So the derivative, I'll just kind of throw a d by dx in here. And that's going to give me bottom, which is 5x cubed. Just like we did the product rule, keep in mind with where you are in the process. The big plan right now is we're doing bottom d top. Now focus in on the derivative of the top. Derivative of the top is 2x minus 2. So I focus in on that, and then my brain comes back out, and I think, okay, that's done. Bottom d top, and it helps to repeat it, minus top d bottom. This way we don't get confused where we are in this process. Top d bottom, we'll focus in now on this. D of this, the derivative, 15x squared plus 0, or just 15x squared. It's a mess, I know. Ooh, and one heck of a long fraction bar. It's probably the hardest part for me is drawing that as straight as possible. All over the bottom squared, or v squared. And so that's going to be 5x cubed plus 1 squared. Okay, so where do we go from here? If there's an obvious greatest common factor, factor it out and see if that helps. If not, unfortunately, there's a lot of algebra still left we've got to FOIL out. Now in the exercises, I might just leave it at this point, right? But it's just a lot of FOILing and combining like terms. We can handle it. So we FOIL here, 5x cubed times 2x is 10x to the fourth. Make sure you pay attention to each piece. I make errors at this part all the time. And I'm pretty darn good at this stuff. 5x cubed times minus 2 is minus 10x cubed. Minus 1 times 2x is minus 2x. And minus 1 times minus 2 is plus 2. Nice. On to the next part. We're going to take the opposite of every sign we get. 15 times 1 is 15x to the fourth minus 15x to the fourth. Thanks to that minus sign right there. Brought to you by math. 15x squared times minus 2x is minus 30x cubed plus 30x cubed. Do as much simplification as you can in one step without sacrificing accuracy. All over, let's just leave this. Might as well leave it in factored form. Reason being is down the road in math, we're going to be doing things with this function, and factored form is much better than not factored. Let's combine all the like terms. 10x to the fourth minus 15x to the fourth minus 5x to the fourth. Sweet. So that's done. I like to put check marks there and there. Minus 10x cubed plus 30x cubed plus 20x cubed. Well done, well done. Minus 2x plus 2. Excelente. All over 5x cubed plus 1 squared. Just leave it. All right, just leave it like that and you're good. That's it. That's the quotient rule. I'm going to leave this as a very simple video. We'll stop it there. The quotient rule is the same no matter where you have a quotient. That's how you're using it. Now, in the next video, I'm going to go over how we can use the quotient rule to find the derivatives of a whole bunch of trig functions. That'll be fun, but for now, rock this quotient rule. Practice it a ton, and practice just getting to here again and again. Don't do all the algebra for problems that you're practicing. So if you have 4 or 5 practice problems, get to here, and then go and simplify them all. That way you're practicing the new part, because the algebra, that's old. The calculus part, that's new. So that's what you want to practice again and again without having time taken up by the algebra, splitting up the amount of time in between when you practice it next. All right, I'm done with the stuff about your brain and how to practice best. See you next time.